What's this? Am I patting myself on the back? Were you more impressed with KD or disappointed in James Harden?
Woo, both, but let me start with my disappointment in James Harden. Y'all know this. I played for the Eagles. I still got a little South Broad Street in my blood.
Ah, my dog.
And so I was ready to see the Sixers molly-wop them little Nets. Nets gonna come into Philly, gonna come into South Broad Street and see what they was gonna do.
South
Now
Broad.
the Nets was about to get that work, so I thought. But James Harden let Kevin Durant come into his house, open his fridge, drink his Kool-Aid, take his shoes off and put his feet up on his couch.
Ooh, I hate
and
that.
watch his TV with his remote. I said, God.
You better get your baby daddy.
So I'm disappointed in James Harden, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't let another man come into your house, open up your fridge, eat your food, spill chips on your new carpet,
Don't pick him up.
and don't pick them up. It was utterly embarrassing what James Harden allowed to happen. Like, truly, I was mind blown. I was mesmerized. I was watching that game, and I had secondhand embarrassment. Truth be told, I had second-hand embarrassment for James Harden. As a person who lived in Philadelphia for 3 years, played for the Eagles, gave a little bit of blood, a little bit of sweat, and a whole lot of broken bones to the city of Philadelphia, I had second-hand embarrassment because we fight in Philly. And James Harden showed no fight. Joel Embiid did, so shout out to Joel Embiid.
All right.
But James Harden showed no fight. That's not how things go down in Philly, big dog.
No fight.
Like, you got to know where you at.
Yeah.
You 15 minutes from the Rocky Steps. You got to know where you at. You know what I'm saying? That's not how things get down. And I was watching James Harden, and I was truly embarrassed because I was like, bro, you got more complaints than you got points.
Dang.
Where they do that at?
Ooh,
Harden.
don't do him.
Truly. Y'all watch the count. My dog got more complaints than he had points. After every possession, he's looking for ref. Mommy, daddy, uncle, sister, looking for refs after every single possession. I was like, Harden, you got to stop. Because KD out here giving you buckets. Kyrie out here D'ing you up, and you looking for help. So, man, I was utterly embarrassed for James Harden yesterday. That wasn't his best. That's not him.
Yeah.
But in your biggest moments, I need you to be him.
I was more impressed with Kevin Durant. It was simple for me. I was embarrassed for James Harden. I was embarrassed for you for sticking up for this damn team all this time. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? It's hard for me to be impressed by Kevin Durant because I think he's the greatest basketball player playing right now. I think he really is the best basketball player. He's 7 feet, dog. He putting the ball on the floor, bruh, and hitting it from where Steph Curry shoots, bruh. And then he's a rim assassin. It's crazy. He gets rebounds. He plays defense. He does it all. And it's hard to be impressed with someone you think so highly of. But I was impressed by him. You want to know why? A couple moments really stand out in video form. I like how you went there with the complaints and the counter. That was funny. Let's get some real video in here. Let's set the tone. You know what Coach always say before the game? I need y'all to run down the field and set the tone on kickoff. Kevin Durant's like, oh, Embiid, you trying to bully me? Oh, it's early. Oh, yep, okay. Oh, yeah, you want to talk that talk? Okay, we're going to do this. I'm going to set the tone real early in this first quarter. Nah, calm down, KD. No. Boy, I'm in your crib talking this noise. Now, here we go with the Meek Mill now. So the next play, basically, a few plays later, you see him come on Embiid putting his whole effort, his soul into it, all of that, and the stare down. That lets you know there are 2 scoreboards, homeboy. One of them, we molly-whopping you. You can see those numbers. But the other one is right here. And then Kevin Durant looked at his partner in crime, and he said, Kyrie, let's do this. Because you look at us as a duo, we are champions. There's a switch we can hit. You look at them as a duo, they want to be champions. And they don't know where that switch is just yet. Okay? So when we talk about these teams in construction, everyone was like, look at Philly, they hit the ground running, oh my God, since the trade. And champions say, it's a marathon. I'm going to walk down and get it all. We saw Philly run down and get some. And then they ran against them champions. Bruh, it's a different mindset when you talk about somebody who's been there, done that, and did it all.
I feel it. I'm not mad at any of your take. The truth of the matter is this, man. KD and Kyrie played like James Harden should have played.
Okay.
That's what it all boils down to. James Harden wants what KD and Kyrie already have, rings.
Yes.
Harden wants it so much so that he left KD and Kyrie in hopes of going to a better situation where he could acquire a ring, if not rings in the future, plural. James Harden wants what KD and Kyrie have. So Harden should have played like KD and Kyrie because you want what they already got.
They got it.
But instead, 3 of 17 from the field, 11 points on 17 shots. KD, Kyrie out there hooping. I don't know what you were doing, but it wasn't hooping. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't hooping. And it frustrates me so much so because I know James Harden is capable of hooping.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't let Kyrie just say, hey, I'm going to check you. Basically all game, Kyrie was like, hey, I got this cat. I'm going to check him. And then let Kyrie give you buckets. Like, James Harden, I realized where he fell on the alpha pedestal, and it was not high. Embiid came with it. KD came with it. Kyrie came with it. Seth Curry came with it.
On a shot, boy.
And then James Harden was just out there. He didn't even bring nothing. He just showed up to the house empty-handed talking about, I brought myself. I'm the gift. Nah, coach. I need buckets. I need buckets. So, Sel, as I look at it, that's where I am utterly disappointed in James Harden. Now, flipping the sides of it, KD was in his bag.
What you mean in his bag? He live in his bag.
No, he doesn't.
His house is his bag. What you talking about? Why are you so late to the KD party?
No.
It starts at 8. You showing up at midnight.
Sel,
What?
the performance KD gave us last night, the look KD had in his eye, we haven't seen that, and please do not lie.
Do not.
We haven't seen that since the Bucks series. Remember, like, KD was on a different mission last night. Don't act like I'm saying something astronomical.
The look in his eye, don't do that. Don't be that guy.
Kyrie Irving,
see it in their
Kyrie
eyes.
talked about it the night before. Kyrie literally said after his 50-point game, and we're going to talk about it later in the show, I knew I had to show up today. I was less talkative. I was locked in. So whether or not I can see it in his freaking retinas, I can see it based upon the feel that he's eliciting. Like, KD was a different type of monster yesterday.
Oh, he was?
A different type of monster.
Ooh.
And he showed up in the biggest moment. I was incredibly impressed with KD because I said it before the game. KD had to show up. In my mind, he had to. Why? Because you was ha-ha and kiki and cracking jokes at James Harden's expense during the All-Star game, during the All-Star break. And now you about to go play James Harden. James Harden and the Sixers are 5-0 when James Harden plays. Meanwhile, you and Kyrie out here taking L's. So I was like, KD, you got to show up. And show up, he did.
I love the fact that you brought up a monster in there. And the monster was on the Brooklyn Nets, correct? Even though the monster is supposed to be on the Philadelphia 76ers. Ain't that where Meek Mill from? The money turned on that monster. No, it didn't. You ready? Ain't this what you've been waiting for? Ooh, ain't this what you've been waiting for?
Don't use these Philly bars against
I'm using all the Philly bars against the Philly fakers. I mean, 76. Ain't this what you've been waiting for? James Harden, you ran through the streets dating everybody trying to get this ring. Nobody want to marry you, bruh. You want to know why? Ask Chris Paul. Ask Russell Westbrook. Ask John Wall. Ask Kevin Durant. Now we really up there. If you can't get booed up with Kevin Durant, you ain't boo-worthy. Kyrie Irving. Now he go to Philly. Rocky steps, as you say. Meek Mill sitting there probably courtside. Ain't this what you've been waiting for? Oh, you're not ready. Man, I love it. I'm not a champion. And I get it. I played a sport where I had some bad teammates. They never gave me an opportunity. Let me stop. Look, I respect champions for what they were able to accomplish, especially in basketball, because you go both ways, especially in basketball because there are fewer you on the court, especially in basketball because with that ball in your hand, you really can dictate terms. You got to put more respect on the champion in basketball. What we saw yesterday was a 2-on-2 game between two champions and two non-champions. To me, it was just a glaring difference.
But no, here's where I disagree with you.
Oh, God, here we go.
Joel Embiid was in his bag. Like, we could easily argue Joel Embiid was also the best player on the court last night. You could easily make that argument. I can't sit here and say that the Nets just clearly blew out the Sixers in totality. Yes, by the scoreboard we saw that.
Well, what else is there?
I'm saying this. There was a graphic at halftime.
Oh, you watching halftime now because you can't watch the game.
No, I was doing both. There was a graphic at halftime.
What?
And Kenny the Jet and them was showing how Joel Embiid plus James Harden were getting outscored by Kevin Durant and Kyrie by 2 points. And I think it was Ernie or Shaq was like, calm down now. James Harden shouldn't be included in this graphic.
Facts.
Harden has about 5 points. Joel Embiid is doing all the work. What was so frustrating is this. Before you go fight your arch nemesis, whether literally or figuratively, now I don't know if y'all been there, Sel. I know you don't fight, but I know you done scrapped a day or two in your life.
Yeah, I'm 2-1.
2-1. Before you go fight your arch nemesis and his people, you talk to your peoples. And you say, look, we about to go roll up on them.
What the hell y'all doing?
Calm down.
What is a war?
We about to go roll up.
Roll up.
Y'all with me? They say, bet, we got you, big dog. Y'all step to him. Here's what you need to know. Are your people behind you or not?
Ooh.
Because when it's time to scrap, do I trust you or not? Joel Embiid said, hey, Harden, I got you, big dog. It's time to scrap. Let's go to war. Let's go to war. I don't like Ben Simmons either. Let's go to war. They went to war, and Embiid was throwing haymakers, right hooks, left hooks, uppercuts, body shots, hitting him with body shots. He looked back, and Embiid and Harden was in a fetal position like, I don't want it. Is KD still there? I don't want it. Is KD still there? I can't put any of this on anybody else besides Harden because Embiid said, I'm about that action, boss. Embiid said, I'm going to give you a double-double. Whatever you like, I'm going to do it for you. But Harden, you the one that had to go to war. Embiid ain't even have to go to war. He was there for you. He helping you out. And you couldn't even help him out? Like, that to me, Sel, left me even more distraught because I'm like, bro, of all the people who needed to play their best game, it wasn't Embiid. He's already an MVP frontrunner, him and a Joker. It was you, James Harden, and that's all you had? Come on, Coach.
Okay. Look, I'm not going to disparage what I saw from Joel Embiid. I respect it. Well, I actually can. Based on era, I can. Like, that almost looked like some 80s, 90s basketball. Hey, we got our guard, and we have our center. Let's see if we can win a championship. And that won a lot of championships in the 80s. And then in the 90s, it started to fade. 2000s came Shaq. And then, now, let's go from present day backwards. Name the last team that had a center that was dominant as a champion. Let's go. It ain't fresh to think this long about a team that had a center that was dominant.
But centers.
Now we're going to go but. That's my point. I gave them all the props, but it ain't going to matter.
Centers are a dying breed.
I know.
If you want to say power forward, we could have a different
I didn't say power forward for a reason because he's not a power forward. Look, this is the point. It's like a fullback in football. We got the best fullback. Okay. Happy for you. It's not going to really work. You got a 7-footer who could play 1 through 5, but decides to play out there on the perimeter, but could put the ball on the floor and be at the rim in 2 steps. Then you got Kyrie, who's a wizard, a sorcerer, doing whatever he wants to do on the court. Magician. It's crazy. It just doesn't add up. And you talking about who we going to ride with. Philly didn't even ride with each other like we saw out of Brooklyn. You talking, man, did y'all do a drive-by? You asking everybody, you with me, you with me? That sounds like some boys in the hood. I want my son to learn to do drive-bys. Here's the thing. Listen to what Kevin Durant said. Can you finally start putting respect on Kevin Durant when he comes out and says, quote, it's hard for you to chant at Ben Simmons when you're losing by that much. This is intentional. This is with purpose. You talking about looking in his eye and seeing what Kevin Durant was about in his bag? He was so concerned with the team building that he went out there and said, I'll put this on my shoulders while you still on the sideline, Ben Simmons, and I dare y'all to say something about it because you can't do nothing
Here's the
about
thing, though. KD is the type of dude that everybody needs with him when they rolling up on somebody. Like, I will give Kevin Durant all of that.
Okay.
He's the type of dude who you want in your corner because you know he going to go to bat for you whether you go to bat or not. Still, ain't nothing worse, except when you need it, than that dude who's more excited to fight your fight than you are. You know what I'm saying?
Back
somebody who's more upset that they stepped on your shoes than you are. Nah, bro, they stepped on your shoes, big dog. Hey, you laughing because you been there. You ain't gonna check him? He just drank your drinks. And you're like, calm down. I can afford it.
I got this.
And, like, KD is that dude.
Oh, yes.
KD fought a fight for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is laughing because KD's going to war. Ben Simmons ain't even do nothing. He was just in there fresh with his 3 chains on, looking fresh. Meanwhile, KD had no reason to be nearly as angry and motivated.
Yes, he did.
What was the reason?
What's the reason? James Harden, dog, we brought you here third fiddle just in terms of the actual sequence of order. You were third, right? You had a job to do. One, clean up anything we drop down. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's on the floor, anything. Like, James Harden, you're supposed to do that. Why? Because we champions, bro. It's levels to this. It's my team. Kyrie is right here. He's a champion, too. But I got Kyrie. You got to have us. He didn't have their back. Instead of having their back, you know what he did? He dipped. So KD, who is a habitual line stepper, he's like, oh, yeah, I will. Wherever you put the line, I will make sure I cross it. Put my toe on the line like he did in that series against the Milwaukee Bucks. And I love that. You know why? Because KD doesn't get enough flowers for how much gangster he got in his game. It's not just a finesse game. You look at KD, he's wiry. He's 7 feet, he's a bone, right? But that dude ain't got no punk in him. And he rolled for the whole squad. Trust me when I say this. As much as the Clippers are my team, right now it's looking a little distant in terms of this year, us achieving it. But in the Eastern Conference, you know I done claimed the Nets. It's good to see you finally starting to open up your eyes.